Welcome to BISP Solution. Our today's topic of learning under financial consolidation process is multiple subsidiaries. So what is multiple subsidiaries? When a holding company holds more than one subsidiary, it is known as multiple subsidiary. For example, A Limited has a B Limited and C Limited as its subsidiary. Then it can be said that A Limited has multiple subsidiaries in the form of B and C Limited. In multiple subsidiaries, parent company directly holds control of two subsidiaries, while in case of chain holding subsidiaries, parent company directly hold only one subsidiary and indirectly holds another subsidiary through its subsidiary, uh, which we have learned earlier regarding chain holding subsidiary. So under chain holding subsidiary, A Limited is a B Limited is a subsidiary of A Limited with 70% share, and B Limited has its subsidiary, which is in the with 80% share of C Limited. So indirectly, C has become subsidiary of A Limited. So this is chain holding. While in multiple subsidiary, A Limited and B Limited, say A Limited and B Limited are the subsidiary of a parent company. So A and B are the multiple subsidiaries of a parent company because they are directly held by the company and not through its subsidiary. So we will come to an Excel example. Uh, these are the figures available of financials for the purchaser parent companies. First subsidiary Mini Limited and a second subsidiary say Tiny Limited, first and second. And these are the figures. Additional information we have: date of acquisition 1st January 20. Micro holds 70% share of Mini Limited, since and 20% will be non-controlling, 30% will be non-controlling, and Micro Limited hold 80 and 80% share of Tiny Limited. So 20% will be NCI in case of Tiny Limited. Pre-acquisition profit of Mini Limited was 25,000, and for Tiny Limited it was 15,000. Fair value of non-controlling interest, Mini 35,000 and Tiny 15,000. So fair value of non-controlling interest is given here. We don't have to calculate it. Deferred tax liability on equipment. This we will reduce. So we will simply go by the guideline or the elimination and the addition process. We will simply add the assets and liabilities of all the three companies first. So inventories, trade receivable, bank balance, equipment, patent, copyright, investment. This we ignore as we know. Goodwill, working is needed for investment. Share capital or share capital of only Micro Limited, that is purchases will come. Working is required for retained earnings. Similarly for non-controlling, working is needed. Deferred tax liability, since nothing is given in the additional information, so we will simply add the figures of three companies, three entities, trade payable and long-term payable. So we will first calculate the working of Mini and Tiny Limited individual. So pre and post information is there. So we will write the pre-acquisition of Mini Limited. It is 25,000, and for Tiny it is 15,000. So what will be the post retain earning for Mini Limited? For Mini Limited, the retain earning is 40,000 minus pre 25,000. So post retain earning will be 15,000. So 40,000, 40,000. Similarly for Tiny Limited, total retain earning is 25,000 minus pre retain earning. So post retain earning comes to 10,000, making it total 25,000. This. So in case of multiple, since there is no multiple subsidiaries, so we will ignore this column and simply calculate the pre and post Non-controlling and controlling interest. Similarly, share of Micro Limited, pre-limited 70%. Share of Micro Limited, that is the parent company, and out of post it will be 70%. So the balance will be the non-controlling interest at the rate of 30% for Mini Limited. Similarly, for Tiny Limited, it is 80%, 80% pre and post, and non-controlling will be balance in favor 3,000, 3,000 and 2,000. So we will calculate goodwill calculation for both the subsidiaries and add to arrive at the parent consolidation, parent goodwill. So Mini Limited payment for shares in subsidiary, that is investment. Investment, total investment amount is 2 lakh given. Say out of this, say 75,000 belongs to Tiny Limited. So we will reduce this amount from here. Look, so Mini Limited investment comes to 1,25,000 and Tiny Limited comes to 75,000. We have taken this figure assumption. So the total investment amount is 2 lakh. Here comes 2 lakh. So the net acquisition of share, NCI at acquisition of share or fair value of non-controlling interest. As we have given the share of fair value, so we will put the figure here. From this information, additional information, we will put 25,000 for Mini Limited and 15,000 for Tiny Limited. Similarly, what we have acquired, share capital of subsidiary Mini Limited, how much it is? 1 lakh. And similarly for Tiny Limited, it is 60,000. And pre-acquisition retained earning is we have already calculated here for both the companies. So we will put the figure Mini Limited pre-acquisition. So this is the pre-acquisition and share of Micro Limited 17,500 and minus 12,000. So our goodwill comes to 50,500. Let me check. 17,500 and 12,000. 2 lakh and 40,000. 25,000. Okay, it comes to 50,500. So non-controlling interest for Mini and Micro Limited acquisition at or fair value. Since fair value is given, it is 25,000. Sorry, it is the fair value. It is here. It is 35,000 and not 25,000. This amount. It is 35,000. So 35. It will make our goodwill to 60,500. So non-controlling interest will be 35,000, and for Tiny Limited it is 15,000. And this is the non-controlling share in retained earning. So it will come from here, non-controlling share 12,000 pre and post. For Mini Limited, similarly for Tiny Limited, it is 5,000 pre and post 5,000. So it comes to our non-controlling interest comes as our 67,000. 67,000. Similarly for retained earning, the parent's retained earning is 80,000. And group share of subsidiary post acquisition, that is Mini Limited retained earning, which we have received from Mini Limited post acquisition. So this is the post acquisition. Similarly for Tiny Limited, it is 8,000. We have goodwill impairment, no information given. Deferred tax liability, no. So our consolidated retained earning comes to 98,500, which we will write here. So 98,500. So this makes our balance sheet balanced. 5,40,500, 5,40,500. Hope you find our information on multiple subsidiary and an example useful. Thank you.